Good morning. This is something that I find every day in my mind. I say, how can I give you another tool? How can I help you on your wellness journey? How can I help you with some of the tools that I already have from my toolbox to give them to you? So one of the things that I wanted to share with you today from my toolbox is things that I use in my kitchen. So to get started with my day, I find many times, being that I've worked from home for over 20 years, you get into a routine. And sometimes you say, okay, I've got to check this. I've got to get on a conference call. I've got to do other things, but you don't stop to say, well, let me take care of me first. We're always looking to take care of our clients. So I find now that I'm older and starting to really realize certain things that I didn't know when I was younger, that you really need to take care of you first. So many of you know, in my best-selling book, Healthy Business Help You Toolbox, I talk about taking care of the number one asset in your business, which is you. So one of the things that I have to consciously do every day is say, okay, what can I do to nourish me? And it sounds so simple. It sounds so, well, isn't that obvious? But when you are in a place of service, when you are working with clients, with, even in any business, you tend to get distracted and you end up taking care of everybody else except for you. So what I want to share with you today is a few of the tools that I have in my own kitchen. So I'm also doing a Periscope at the same time, which is a little tricky. I've got to get a little stand or something so that it's a little easier for me, and making sure that I don't block, because I've been blocking sometimes the audio. So the stand that I have would block the audio. So I'm trying to hold it at the same time. So it'll be a little tricky. So welcome to the Periscope. Let me know where you're coming from so that I can give you some shout outs and extra love. So tell me where you're coming from live from Periscope. And you folks on Google Chat, please feel free to chat in the group chat and put where you're coming from. So that would be great. Thank you so much. All right, so the first thing that I really have found to be a life-changing tool for me is adding more protein to my morning. Everybody's body's different, so monitor what helps you. So after eating something in the morning, do you feel better or do you feel worse? So see how you feel yourself. But I'm just going to be sharing from my toolbox and what works for me. So keep that in mind, okay? So because I'm on the go, a lot of times it's like, well, what could I make that's quick and easy that I could either take with me and go to a client location, or when I sit in the office and I'm on a conference call, what could I bring in the office that's easy? So some of these things I'm going to share with you are more when I'm short on time, but I know that I need to nourish me. So here goes. I'm just going to put my Periscope peeps down just for a second so that I can get set up, and I will be right back with the tools. Okay. Okay. All right. For those of you that don't have a blender, you can just use like a shaker. You can put it in a mason jar. So whatever makes it easier for you to take it with you portably. So okay. All right, so here goes. For those folks from Periscope, if you could just tell me if you can still hear me since I put you down in this little cradle. Just let me know if you can still hear me, because I want to make sure that you can hear what I'm saying. Let me just take it out of the cradle to see. For those folks watching on Periscope, can you just type in if you can hear me now And then I'm going to put you back in the cradle to see if you can still hear me. So if somebody could do that, that would be wonderful. Just type in the comments you can hear me. Okay. All right. So here goes. So when I'm home, I can use, a blender. When I'm not home, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just put it in a mason jar and then I'll shake it up so that I can actually, just have something portable. Many of the shaker ball, I'm sure you've seen them, they're like stainless steel and you can put them in things and then use it as a manual shaker. So that's another great tool that you can use. So just for speed's sake, I'm just going to head over and get my protein. So one of the things that I also found very helpful is I had some blood work done, and the blood work showed that I was deficient in enough protein. So I'm just going to my refrigerator, and my Periscope peeps might be getting a little busy. Sorry, guys. I should get in a second. And I'm going to pick almond milk today. And here's something else that many folks don't know is not all almond milks and nut milks are created equal. When you look at the label on the back of it, when it's showing you what's in it, be aware of what's in it. So I'm just going to zoom in for my Periscope peeps, so you can see that. And I'll blog about it, exactly what things to look for that you don't want in your almond milk. If you can make your own almond milk and blend it and then, sift it out, and then you've got fresh almond milk, by all means. But again, here's an easy button for me, just so that I have something quick and easy. And it doesn't have some of the ingredients in it that I wouldn't want to put in my body. So just going to put my Periscope peeps down for a second. Okay. And let's see here. And I left my kitchen nice and messy so that you know I'm a real person just like you. And just keep going. Okay, so I'm going to go and get ice for my machine. I personally like ice in it because then it just gives me almost like a milkshakey kind of nice and thick in the morning. And so I'm filling it up. Okay. And then I'm adding this particular protein is called Pure Protein Complete. And it has 5 different protein blends in it. So I'm getting my optimal amount of protein. Okay. 2 scoops. I like chocolate. There's also a vanilla spice that also Young Living offers. So, and what I like about this protein is it's 25 grams of protein, and they're all coming from a place of optimal protein blends. So there's a goat whey protein, there's a pea protein, there's an egg white protein, and there's organic hemp seed protein. There's a complete range of amino acids, and it's listed. I won't bore you with all the details. We also have beneficial ancient peat and apple extract, which supports the ATP production and the energy currency in the body. So for me, that was the area that when I had the blood work done, it was showing that I was deficient. So hence why this is such a great solution for me. The other thing that I really love about Young Living's products is it's also infused with essential oils. So the essential oil that is in this particular one is orange. So we've got the orange rind essential oil from Young Living. So when you add an oil to a supplement, it really helps the body accept it much easier than without an essential oil. So keep that in mind when you see oil-infused products with Young Living, why it's infused. For the longest time, I just thought, oh, wow, that was really neat that they put it in there, but not realizing the value and why. Okay, so I'm just gonna, if I put the lid on, right, it's just gonna be a regular shape. But then you start to think, well, what else could I add to it to make it a little bit more higher in calories for me, because one of the things that I find I do is I don't eat enough. So I may have gained weight, and most people just make this assumption, oh, they're eating too much. That's why they're gaining weight. But many times women go into starvation mode. So when you undereat, you're also hurting your body. So for me personally, undereating wasn't smart, right? You know, getting too busy where you're skipping meals, or you're just not eating enough. So for me, I say, how can I add something to this to make it higher in calorie content that is high nutrition, high density nutrients? So I'll go into either my refrigerator or my freezer, and in this case, I'm cheating with my frozen version. I can add kale to it. I could add peanut butter, almond butter, something else that's giving you a little bit more. I'm going to go over to my little pantry over here. I'll take you with me so you don't feel deprived. And I'm going to walk with my Periscope peeps. And let's see here. Let's pick an apple. Or you can pick a banana, right? So think about that. What else could you add in there that's high nutritious, like highly nutritious? Okay, so swing it back around. Okay. So yeah, so I would just cut up the apple and then put it in my shake. Okay, so you get the idea. If we were going to add different things, just going to turn it on so you can see. Okay. More. I like a lot of ice in mine just because it does feel like a nice little treat, and it gives me a little bit more that milkshake. So I don't know if you can see how thick it is when I add the ice, but it just gives it a nicer, thicker consistency. So again, on-the-go solution. You can also put it in, you know, your portable, like I have a glass bottle. And, oops. My glass bottle, I can put it in there for on the go. You decide, but I have a fascination with mason jars. I love mason jars. There's just something about it. I love canning and preserving things. So maybe that's what it is. It just feels so nourishing. It just feels yummy when I have it in a mason jar. So put the lid on and you're ready to go. So, you know, it's as simple, as easy as that. Now here's my on-the-go solution for my breakfast, okay? And then let's see, what else did I want to show you before we end? Oh, I know. So because I work in a home office, I find that you're breathing in the air of the home, right? And you want your home to be as healthy as possible. And so many times we pollute our home with the fragrant plugins in the wall that have synthetic chemicals. We'll spray the couches and rugs, and we do all these crazy things to try to get rid of odor, right? If you look at the labels on those products, they're highly, highly toxic. If you start to break it down, you can see the correlation on so many diseases that we have in society, right? So those plugins, those fragrant things, even candles, many of you don't realize that most of the candles on the market are made with petroleum sludge, okay? So petroleum sludge and petroleum, right, is a synthetic chemical. It's what you make plastic containers with, right? So would you want to be breathing in plastic? No. So that's an example of things that we have in our home that we don't even realize are unhealthy. We wonder why our children are having so many respiratory challenges and things like that. It's due to what's going on in our home environment. You know, we want to make our home a healthy home, a safe home. So being that I work in a home office, you know, I want to make sure that the air that I'm breathing in is going to benefit me instead of hurting my vital force. So with that said, I have a diffuser. And what I love about the diffuser is it's going to be emitting healthy, beneficial properties into the air. And it'll boost my immune system instead of suppressing it. Instead of hurting my vital force, it's actually going to boost it. So, so here is an example of when a diffuser, so this particular one has this little red ball at the top of the diffuser area. One thing I learned is make sure that you put the water below the red ball so that it'll diffuse properly. And so this is an example of the bamboo diffuser due to its design. So I'm going to fill this up with water. Some people ask me, you know, can I use tap water? Can I use filtered water? You know, use your own preference. There's directions that'll tell you what type of water to use. So I'm going to actually use a filtered water right now. Okay, I'm just going to pour the water into the reservoir, making sure that it doesn't go above the little red ball. Okay, and then I have to pick what essential oil I want to use. Okay, so I'm going to pick from my assortment here from Young Living, and I'm going to look for aromatic oil. So I'm going to look for one that's aromatic, okay? All right, let's see. Okay. So I'm just looking at my little cheat sheet for my aromatics, ones that are aromatic that I can use from, okay? Here we go. Ah, okay, I know what I'm going to use today. I'm going to use Citrus Fresh because I want to start working in the office and I just want to feel energized. So let's see, here we go. So again, here's Young Living Therapeutic Grade Essential Oil. This is Citrus Fresh. There's a little cap that's on the top and then you take it off, and then this allows you to very easily put drops in without over pouring. So I'm going to put a couple of drops in here. Okay. And then this particular one has the lid, and there's a little arrow, and you attach it to the arrow there so you're going in the right direction so you know that you're plugging it in correctly. And again, you'd have it already set up in your office. You'd already have it set up in the place that you'd want to use it. So I have a choice of having it mist for 1 hour or 4 hours. I have a choice of a light. I'm just going to plug this in. And turn it on. Okay, the other nice thing is you can decide if you want the light on or off. So if you have it in a child's room or your bedroom at night, you actually can turn the light off, okay? So I don't know if you can see. I'm going to take my Periscope peeps with me here so that they can see. And that's what you have, just a light mist. And I can smell the Citrus Fresh already. So yeah, so this is an example of a way to help your home, help keep your home healthy, right? Help your number one asset of your business, right? We want to protect it, right? So I'm breathing it in. So you can breathe it in like that. You can also put it on your hands and cup your nose and breathe it in. So there's different ways and different benefits from the essential oils. So if you have questions on how to use it or which ones are aromatic, which ones are topical, you know, let me know and I can help you with that. There are also dietary ones. So like today we were able to make the shake, right? And we know that there's an essential oil in it. A couple of people have told me that they also like to add peppermint to different things. So, you know, one of the nice things is our oils are also great to cook with. So, you know, if I look at the dietary oils that we can use, you know, everything from a black pepper, a basil, let's see here, lemon, nutmeg, oregano, peppermint, spearmint, tangerine, just to name a few that, wow, wouldn't you like to cook with those, right? So hence why we're in my kitchen. So last night I actually made a chickpea in my pressure cooker. And I actually added lemon to the chickpea. It's kind of like a soup. My husband loves, loves, loves this chickpea soup that I make. But I made enough so that I could also make chickpea hummus, right? So I add a little bit of the lemon essential oil to the hummus. So just think about that when you're in your kitchen. How can I incorporate these different healthy tools, right, to protect the number one asset of your business, right, which is you? And some of you folks that go to an office, right, what can I bring to the office to make my environment better? What can I do to help me get through the day, right? So those folks that are in what I call cubicle jail, a lot of times you're stuck there and you're saying, well, how can I make it better? How can I make that environment better while I'm here? I know a lot of you know about Stress Away. Stress Away is an amazing Young Living essential oil and a great tool to have in your wellness toolbox. So yeah, definitely know that there's a lot of different things that you can do for yourself. But I just wanted to share with you a day in the life of me, what I do in the morning, what are some of the tools that I can grab for right away. I'm just going to take you over to my kitchen because, again, as an entrepreneur, I do have a benefit of being in my home while also running my business. So I can maximize my hours. So I always feel bad for my moms and dads that are in cubicle jail, as we call it, or, you know, in the corporate world where you're stuck somewhere for 10 hours, 1 hour commute, go home, and then you have all these household chores that you have where, you know, I have the luxury of being home and actually being able to utilize some of the benefits. So I always say, if I don't hear all of the things running in my home for me, like dishwasher, washer and dryer, things like that, while I'm working, so that I'm maximizing my time. So again, left the kitchen dirty because I want you to see how real this is and how I am real, and we all are real, so let's keep it real, right? So one of the things that I also use is Thieves dish soap. So when I'm washing dishes, and the largest external organ is your skin. Many of you don't know that. So what I do with that is I'll make sure that when I'm putting my hands in the dishwater, I'm using a non-toxic solution. So Thieves dish soap is essentially oil infused. So I'm actually getting benefits of the oil actually on my skin versus having toxic chemicals on my skin. So this is another example of things that I use in my kitchen. Then I also wanted to show you that I have a spray bottle. Let me just get the other piece to the puzzle here. Just give me a second. Okay. I also use the Thieves cleaner. There's over 145 ways to use Thieves. So this is one of my epic tools that I have. I can actually take a very small amount because it's highly concentrated. And again, Thieves is the essential oil blend. And I can actually put it in a spray bottle. Okay, so very small amount, right? So just so you see, very small amount, right? I'm putting it in the spray bottle. And I'm filling it with water. Okay, and I actually now are making what I call all-purpose, because it literally is for everything you can think of. So when I am taking care of the countertops, when I am cooking, you know, we always talk about contamination in your kitchen, right? So I'm always spraying the countertops with this. Again, boosting my immune system instead of suppressing it, because all the cleaners that you use are made with synthetic chemicals that are highly toxic. They've done research and are finding the bleach compound that are in things that we tend to clean with in our breast tissue. So, you know, be aware of what you're putting on your skin, on your body. Many of you know that as far as my wellness challenges, you know, what I'm doing to make sure that my vital force is not working extra overtime to filter out toxins, right? So using a non-toxic cleaner that actually can boost my immune system is epic. Those of you that know me know that I would prefer a housekeeper over me physically doing it, because I have so much going on and I want to do so many more things that my time is better served with other things. But again, it's my house and I have to clean it, right? So definitely switch over to non-toxic solutions. So if you do have a housekeeper, when they come in, have them use your products that are non-toxic, and it also helps them so that their toxic load goes down when they're at your home, and they'll feel so much better. So Thieves I actually also use for so many things. I actually can use it for my dishwasher. I actually can use it for stains, so I'll use that same bottle and I can spray it on my clothes. I'll use it to spray down the shower, the bathtub, the toilet, the sink, right? So one thing, I can wash my floors with it. So there's so many ways that I use it. Young Living also came out with a Thieves laundry detergent. So think about our clothes, right? When we put things on our skin, what is on there? So think of the toxic fabric softeners. Think of the toxic chemicals that we're putting in our clothes when we're washing them. Well, folks, it stays, you know, even though it's washing it out with water, it's still in the fibers of the clothes. So why not put things that are non-toxic, so when it's touching your largest organ, your skin, it's not going to be an issue. So I'm just going to show you that one as well. So this is very highly concentrated. I literally only need this little cap. I only need 1/3 of this cap. So if you can just see my finger, 1/3 of it. So that's not a lot of product, and it goes a long way. And again, this is free from, just to give you an idea of all of the things that you're using in when you're washing your clothes. Free from SLS, free from dyes, free from petrochemicals, free from formaldehyde, free from phosphates, free from synthetic perfumes, free from optimal brighteners. So these are the things that we're putting on our skin and you don't even realize it. So again, just wanted to show you some of the things in my kitchen, in my laundry room's right off my kitchen, that I kind of incorporate to make sure that my vital force stays optimal, right, above the line. So I'm trying to be above the line with my wellness journey, instead of having things that are suppressing me and being below the line of wellness. So I hope that being in my kitchen helped you think, ooh, I could do that. Ooh, I can incorporate that, or different things that you're personally going through that will help you in life and business. So please feel free to leave me a comment, ask questions. We have the Google chat open so that you can actually post your questions. So I look forward to more of these so that I can just bring you into a day in the life of Laura, Live with Laura events, so that you really get a full indicators and ideas and tools that you can put into your life and business toolbox. So thank you again.